Hello Libras, and welcome to your weekly reading for the week of April 10th. I'm just going to go ahead and finish shuffling this particular deck of cards to get the first card to start the reading with. Let me just finish shuffling here to zero in on what it is that I need to zero in on. And we're starting out with Lady Goddess. This comes through strong as Goddess. However that comes through for you, it definitely feels very much deity focused, mother entity focused. But this, for some of you, because of the way your practice is outlined or the way that you go about your spiritual practice, your goddess or mother deity is actually also lineage. You do tap into or believe that your connection with Mother God and the Mother God entity is also the mother of your people. So this is something that's going to come through. It feels like there's a deepening, there's a call to deepen that part of your practice, that part of your understanding. So I don't know if there's some of you who've been sort of hesitating. This is something that you've been kind of contemplating or considering, but you didn't fully engage with up to this point. This is basically a call for you to see it for what it is, to accept it, and to engage with this thought process that you've been kind of going back and forth on. You may have been researching it to see if you're permitted to see it from this viewpoint. But this is all just message to let you know that you don't need to be looking for external validation or permission for you to practice your spirituality and things that you know within your blood and bones to be true. So this is what's coming through with this particular lady card. It's very strong mother energy. It has to do with its connection with deity. It's your personal practice, and you're just going to have this experience as we go through. It feels very strongly in the first half of the week. Very much those first few days of the week, you're going to kind of come across this contemplation. And once you come across it, like, you're going to experience this in a strong way. And then the vibrations of those contemplations are going to continue through the rest of the week. And I feel like things are going to solidify. You're going to really ponder on this quite a bit as you move. Once it happens, you'll ponder on it quite a bit as you move through the week. And then by the time you get to around the Friday night time frame, Saturday afternoon time frame, you're just going to experience this sense of thing, like you've rationaled and have managed to create space for it to take root, and it has actually taken root. You're going to solidify this perspective for you in some way. And once that happens, it's going to open up kind of portals or doorways to other roads of spiritual quests or in personal enlightenments and personal spiritual experiences that is potential for you in the future. Four of Swords is coming up. The phrase that comes through immediately was stop fatiguing your mental state. So there's a lot of thinking. There's a lot of going over something over and over and over again, kind of hashing things out, seeing it from different angles. But it's just essentially there's a fatigue that's happening as far as how you're approaching things in thought form. And so it's a mental fatigue that you're experiencing. They're telling you that, like, again, the phrase immediately that came through was stop fatiguing your mental state. So your approach is causing you to be exhausted. And so then it really kind of makes it so you don't have as much mental energy to see this from the rational and or intuitive perspective that you need to be seeing it from. So they're just telling you to back off from the mental approach, the rational approach that you're taking. There's nothing wrong with being rational, but the rationale that you're using is a little bit more intense than it needs to be. This is being followed with the Eight of Cups, and this is letting you know that you need to there are some things you need to walk away from. And I'm hearing right away, the things that you don't understand, you can walk away from. It doesn't mean that you're being irresponsible or anything like that. Sometimes we're just not at a point where we have a reference to better understand what it is that we're looking at. And so you just need to leave it lay, and either you will go back to it in time, or Spirit will bring that to you when you are at a position to better understand with clarity, whatever it is that the message is trying to come through with that. Five of Swords is letting you know that you have the opportunity to be able to walk away proudly. So the image that comes through that I see or focus on right away is that person in the forefront. She's holding all 5 swords and she seems quite content. She seems happy. And so I feel like this is just kind of continuing on that message regarding that mental fatigue that I was getting through here. And the truth is she's added a sword. So by allowing herself to no longer engage in the practice of fatiguing herself mentally, opening herself up by walking away and recognizing she understands what needs to be understood now, and the things that she's walking away from doesn't mean she's leaving permanently. It just means that either she'll come back to it when it's time, or Spirit will bring it back into her life when she's at a point of understanding that allows her to be able to grasp it with better clarity than she's capable right now. And by doing so, she actually picks up another sword and is quite content. So this is just a bit of a process, chronological sequence of events that's allowing you to know that if you take the right, you'll get there if you take the right route. But the route that you're taking right now is just fatiguing you, and you're not gaining clarity, you're not gaining perspective, you're not gaining expansion, you're not even gaining a growth in your spiritual connection, because you're just so focused on this one aspect from this one avenue that it's actually sort of stalling you in some regard, stopping you in some regard, or just keeping you kind of stuck or fixated. You can get there, but you really need to your perspective needs to change. You need to trust your intuition. You need to trust your spirit guide, whoever that may be. And you just need to walk away and trust that things will come back around when they're supposed to come back around. Adventure awaits. I feel this is letting you kind of tap into that concept of giving up the process of mental fatigue. And one of the ways that we can do that, if we get so focused on something that it's starting to sort of constrict our interaction with the joys of life, one of the best ways to kind of flip that is to find a way to interact with the joys in life. So maybe close up the research, close up the intense thinking and ponderings, close up the intense aggressive attempts to connect or commune with the spirit realm. Just give it a rest and allow things to kind of settle a little bit, and give yourself moments of just enjoying the fun, wild, wacky aspects of life that brings us joy and pleasure, and know that increases your vibrations and your frequency. It brings in higher vibrations, and it brings in a lighter frequency, and raises us up in such a way that our approach and perspective can change. So this mental fatigue that you've been participating in is dulling your frequency. It's muffling it in a way, so to speak. And so you need to really interact with life from a joyful perspective, from an enjoyable perspective, so that you can rise and you will rise by raising your vibrations and creating a lighter tone within your frequency. And that's just by interacting with the joys of life. Have fun, enjoy life, have fun. Have fun. That's what's coming through very, very strongly. All right, that is all I have for you, Libras. Hopefully this has made sense and has helped you to feel like you had some insight and clarity in what you may experience or what you have been experiencing, and where you can take that or where it can lead. And hopefully it has been a very beneficial and healing reminder that life is meant to be lived and enjoyed. So make sure you are doing and partaking in the happiness of life as well, not just focusing on these other aspects. And hopefully you'll have a fantastic week, and I will see you in a future video.